Any flirting tips for first date without coming on too strong? I wish I would have been told this early on.
Ask Jarrett. I have no game.
I feel, okay, you know what my game is? My game is like, my social security number is 4456779. I have my pap smear result. I thought I had an STD once, but it wasn't really an STD.
I love a prenup,
and I love a prenup, and this is how much is in my bank account, and I love my job, and I love my friends, but sometimes I get sad. And then the guy's like, so what'd you want to drink?
Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeartRadio.
The sun will come up tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow. Welcome, everybody. It's the pregame.
Hey.
Erin, we have a lot to discuss on the big show, but for those of you that are kind enough to listen to the pregame, we answer all your questions, comments, and concerns that you submit. And I really have to say this. Let me start over. Dan Patrick would not be happy the way I said that. I don't need to say I really need to say this. Just say it. I love these questions. Not even just these questions. I love when you guys send in questions because there's things I don't even think about. And then it induces a larger conversation for the big show. So thank you, guys. We love you. I will start. Lady LQ0709. If you had a bye week during the season, what would you do? I kind of had a bye week this week, actually, because we didn't have our Fox show.
Because you still had to work Thursday, though.
Yeah, I worked Thursday, but I didn't have my show on Sunday morning. I went in at 8 o'clock for game breaks, but I didn't have our show because the boys were doing Veterans Day stuff in Colorado. So that felt kind of weird. But what would I do? I don't want a bye week. I feel like we got 6 months of a bye week. But for the purposes of answering the question, I would do nothing. I would sit my ass on a couch and I would watch trashy TV and I would eat whatever I want and I would drink whatever I want. And that's basically a Tuesday anyways. What would you do, girl?
I wouldn't want to get on a plane, but I would want to go to Mexico. I would want to close my eyes and wake up at a montage of Four Seasons, something with very crispy sheets, a casita. I would want to not burn my body, but become golden tan. I would want 7,000 skinny spicy margaritas like the one we had the other night at Manhattan Beach Post. What a fucking margarita, by the way.
It was fantastic.
Another night, you saved my attitude. And again, I would not want to come home on a plane. I would want to close my eyes and be back in my house.
You're so adorable. You told half of that story with your eyes closed to actually envision it. Have you ever done meditation stuff? Like, have you ever meditated?
Yes.
I've tried. I've downloaded every goddamn app. I've read the books. No, that's a lie. I haven't read the books. Who am I kidding? I download the app and then I don't use them. And I can't meditate. Me sitting quiet, forget it.
Either.
Anyways, I was impressed that you kept your eyes closed that long. If I closed my eyes that long, I'd just take a nap and I would never wake up. So,
I think I just took one.
Next, girl.
Kaylee Kimber. One, favorite fast food. It used to be a number 6. McDonald's. It was the chicken nuggets. I like a 10-piece chicken nuggets with the sweet and sour sauce, a large fry, and a Sprite. The Sprite I only have 2 sips of because I can't drink a whole Sprite. It hurts my stomach, but I do love a sip of a soda through the McDonald's straw. But I also love a Shake Shack. I love a Shake Shack situation. I get the burger, the single with the fries, but I also got to be honest, I love the hot dog with the cheese as an appetizer.
Other than that, how was the play, Mrs. Lincoln? Unbelievable. This gal is on fucking fire today, and I'm here for it. My favorite fast food, I gotta admit, there was a long stretch that I was not.
You
I was
don't
like,
do that.
Yeah, I would like. I don't do that. I don't. I still have a problem with it. But I will crush a quarter pounder with a Diet Coke. I'll drink the entire Diet Coke. In fact, the other day, I made Steve go through the drive-thru at McDonald's just to get a Diet Coke because there's something about the ice dispenser. Is it the straw? Is that what it is? But there's something about drinking a Diet Coke out of a fountain. Not all fountains, because some of them are like, ooh, not the ones that you want in the bar thing.
Backed up.
Yeah, exactly. They haven't cleaned those pipes in forever, if you know what I mean. You're going to hate your hair like that. You already are looking at it on the side, so why don't you just fix it now?
Well, you know who I like to be doing my hair over 50 times. Anywho, I also love a number 1 from Chick-fil-A.
We're still on this?
I like to get Arnold Palmer from Chick-fil-A too. So
Chick-fil-A has Arnold Palmer's?
You can get a sweet tea lemonade mix. It's delicious.
I love Arnold Palmer's.
Delish.
Wow. Maybe I'll go to Chick-fil-A. The line is always crazy long. There's nothing worth waiting that long. And also, by the way, and this is going to cause an uproar for all of our listeners that live in California, enough with the In-N-Out. It's not that great. Everyone just does it because they think they should. And it's like, okay, tell me why.
But if they want
wonderful.
us to do an ad, we will.
I love In-N-Out. Have you ever been In-N-Out? I'll wait all day in line for an In-N-Out. Call me. Next, we got any flirting tips for first date? You should have seen me. I was out of control. Call me. He's probably like, that's going to be my new thing.
What a line.
That is literally going to be my new thing. I'm going to wink at everyone and just say, call me. It will throw them all off. They'll be like, Charissa was flirting with me. And like, why? What'd she do? She winked and said, call me. I am not going to leave any.
Call me.
Yeah, exactly.
Wink
and I'll do it not happy with the players. Everyone be nice. Okay. A sideline was, we'll get to that after the break. Your game the other day.
Your game break. You're like, am I out of breath? Yes. Your game breaks were comedy.
I'm going to tell you why. Because I was filing my nails in that game. There was nothing else. I was like, let me spice this thing up a bit. And I'm gonna have a bone to pick with Kevin. I got nothing in return. Twice. I got no.
You didn't.
Yeah.
You didn't.
I
don't know if he heard you.
Well, that's the only excuse, because on one of the game breaks, not only did I admit I was out of breath, the other game break, I went like this. I said, bye. I didn't even say, Kev. I said,
I know.
Bye. I know. But then you didn't text me either and say how funny I was. And I need constant affirmation that anything I do is funny or cute or I look pretty. Ugh. You didn't even call me before my Thursday night game with Mac this week. And I was really upset. I was waiting for my Mac call.
I know. I was so busy. I was doing acupuncture with a fantastic woman. There was cupping, there was massaging, there were oils. She was trying to get out PTSD. It was great.
Whoa. Okay. Well, I didn't want to interrupt your treatment, but I just want to talk to my nephew. Next. Oh, wait. Sorry. Anonymous. You're adorable.
I was texting Kevin.
Anonymous. Let me answer your question directly. Any flirting tips for first date without coming on too strong? I wish I would have been told this early on.
Ask Jarrett. I have no game.
I feel, okay, you know what my game is? My game is like, my social security number is 4456779. I have my pap smear result. I thought I had an STD once, but it wasn't really an STD.
Love a prenup, if
and possible. I love a prenup, and this is how much is in my bank account, and I love my job, and I love my friends, but sometimes I get sad. And then the guy's like, so what'd you want to drink? And the date's over, and he's texting his friends.
What's your middle name?
She's fucking nuts. Okay. But again, to answer your question, Anonymous, if I could go back and date again, I might still, depending on Steve. Steve locked me out today. This is a sign. I got to talk about that in the big show too.
So it's going well, huh?
So bad, and I've locked out of the house. But I would do this. I would compliment the guy constantly. Guys love compliments, and I never did it when I first started dating anyone, because I was like, oh, I want them to compliment me, like a little selfish prick. But now I would just tell them how hot they were, how like strong they were. Yeah. I've been doing it all wrong. I've been trying to act like so independent. I would be like, I need you. Like, I'm going to completely reverse my approach the next go around.
We got action from Kevin Burkhart. I didn't hear them because every time we were being talked to in our ears. You know me. I never let that fun stuff slide without a comment.
Let it slide twice. 2 strikes, 1 more, you're out, Kev. I literally said, bye. And then out of breath, I was for sure thought, because when I did the bye thing and I got nothing, I was like, well, he's going to love the out of breath one. Crickets.
Crickets. There's a lot going on in our game.
Giants offense. Crickets. Okay, next up.
How to avoid burnout in the thick of the season. I work in sports and experience it often. I am in the thick and I am tired. I look like death. How do you not look like death? That's what I look like. Burnout, I don't know. I mean, you and I love when we do this. I called you right before the Dallas Philly game, and you were like, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And I was like, remind me, like, this is why we love sports so freaking much. That day was awesome. I was bouncing off the walls. Yesterday was a little hard.
You guys have had lopsided games. You've had a lot of
screwed. Yeah. So, anywho, excited about your matchup on Thursday night.
I do. I got a good one.
We're not
Bengals,
curing
Ravens.
cancer with our job. We're not curing cancer. We are so lucky to have our job. We love what we do. We are around the greatest athletes in the world. I was sitting there and I was looking at pictures of me and Dak on the sidelines laughing. It's just, we're fucking lucky. I love my job. I'm so tired, but I love my job.
That's what I was going to say. If I was listening to this podcast and I heard us be like, oh, we're so tired. You work August to February.
Yeah.
Pull it
Shut up.
together. I'm not going to complain about that. Everyone's tired. We're all making sacrifices. I have to sleep with your father. No, I love this shit. I don't want it to end. I'm sad that it's already going to be week 11. Next.
Yeah. Katie Pace and 04 has a great question. I want to know how much trouble CT got into over the post-game F-bomb.
I
didn't even know you did it.
Trouble when you walk. Yeah, because you didn't call me. You didn't call me. Busy.
I'll call you maybe this week.
Call me maybe. What's she up to? Carly Rae Jepsen? Was that her? If I just pulled that is hoo-hoo. Goodbye me. I did not get in trouble for dropping an F-bomb because Amazon is the fucking best. But I didn't even realize I did it. It was one of those things like I was just in the moment and it just came out. And as I said that, so I then said on air, I think I just swore. And then I said, whatever. And then kicked the field goal, which I failed. I thought I was going to make that field goal.
How hard is that to do?
A 29-yard field goal. I was like, it's a chip shot. Not a problem, right? Like, I'm not trying to act like I'm like a kicker, but I'm like, I'm athletic. I can get the leg strength behind, whatever. This thing went 5 yards and maybe got off the ground this much. It was terrible. Although Sherm nailed the kick and just didn't do it on camera. I'm like, what's wrong with you? Don't you want to show off your skills? Anyways, I did not get in trouble, but I did. My bosses laugh. They were like, maybe just don't do that again. I was like, I'm so sorry. I'll pay whatever fine. They're like, no, you're fine. It's okay. But just maybe not all the time. You know, gals? Jeff Singleton, 1970. Oh, yeah. What is the biggest accomplishment in sports broadcasting and why? Oh, what is your biggest? Well, learning to read would be my biggest accomplishment if I could do that.
Congratulations.
But Jeff Singleton, you have one? You want to go first while I think of mine? I have so many. I'm just like, got to narrow them down.
I think being the first female ever to be named the Pat Summerall winner was cool. I think working a Super Bowl was pretty damn awesome.
Incredible.
Yep, working a few of them. And let's see, what else?
I was pretty proud. I used to have a hard time with congratulating myself because it's like, oh, shut up, just do your job. It's part of your job. You should not be applauded for doing the things you're getting paid for. But I was really proud when I got the Amazon job because
I was proud of you too.
I felt like, you know, and I've been lucky enough to host Fox NFL Kickoff for the last, I think, like 7 years it's been. But I felt really lucky that somebody was starting something of that magnitude and they picked me to sit in that chair with a big responsibility with a lot of people that hadn't been on TV before. So I felt really good about that. And I just got to tell you, I don't even know if I told you this, but I did an interview this morning and the guy was asking, like, what is it about this group? And I know I've said it on this podcast probably ad nauseum, but it is so wonderful. And it's how you feel about your crew to work with people you truly love and appreciate. Yeah. And Andrew Whitworth, who's so kind and just such a great leader. There's a reason he was the captain. There's a reason he was the man of the year. And having got to know him the way I have the last couple of years, out of nowhere, he sends all of us on our text chain a little paragraph for each one of us and just said thank you for like different things that he was thankful for each one of us. And he was like, I just, you know, you guys are such a big part of my life. So I just wanted to write you a little thank you and tell you I appreciate you. And I don't know how long it took him, but it meant so much to, like, and then the boys, you know, like when men show emotion too, like that, I just like makes me like want to cry. Anyways, I love my job and I'm thankful.
I do too. I'm gonna not candy coat something. It left me crying when it happened. But at the Pat Summerall event that you so kindly hosted when we were in our biggest fight ever, they did a video and it was so funny because it was, you know, a bunch of videos throughout the night and it was great. But then my husband is so bad at keeping surprises and being quiet about things.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden they did this montage thing and Jared goes, oh my God, you're going to love this. And it was Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, and Peyton Manning all kind of giving me like a salute and a nod. And Jared's like, you're going to die for this.
No, it was
crying,
so
those
good.
are the three biggest.
Of course, the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was special.
It is. And then we don't do it very often, but like when those people like recognize you or you get the job that you like really want, it's nice to just go, hey, you know what?
Yeah.
Good job, kid. Because there's a lot of days we go, you're shitty and you're a terrible person. Yeah. All right, guys. The big show. We got a lot to talk about. And this one is on fire. So join us Thursday. And again, remember, submit all questions, comments, and concerns to the Calm Down Podcast. Bye.
Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeartRadio.
For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.